Hey, Lise here. If you're here live, let me know. I'm super excited. I love new software. Uh, I'm just posting something up onto YouTube just to make sure if you are here live that you let me know. But yeah, I software is one of my favorite things, and I'm using a different streaming software that has a whole bunch of stuff built in. And I used to use StreamYard, which is awesome and has been awesome for a number of years, but they recently doubled their price per month, which in my opinion is like I get it, but also at the same time, I was like, no, I don't want to use that. And then I found this other streaming software program, which has even more capabilities for less. So that's what I'm using. So if you're wondering what I'm using a software program called Streamlabs. And part of the Streamlab subscription that I have is access to Talk Studio, which is what you're currently seeing right now as we go through this. So, super excited. Today, I wanted to an actual training on the audio training that a lot of you have probably already seen. Called the welcome email experience. So, I'm not necessarily going to walk you through the welcome email experience because you can just go and grab that. And if you haven't yet got that, I'm going to throw that up on the screen so that you can go and check this out if you have not done that. So hustleandgroove.com/TWEE stands for the welcome email experience. So that is audio training course. If you haven't gone through that, I definitely recommend it because what I'm going to share with you today is going to make a lot more sense once you've experienced it. And I really see this, and it doesn't have to be limited to audio. You could do this with a number of different things. But a couple of key things that I want to talk to you about today is why I'm super excited about this particular process and why I'm talking about an audio course. Lead magnets are changing. More and more people are getting pretty savvy. And so less and less people are handing over their email address just to grab another ebook. Let's be frank. If your current lead magnet right now is an ebook, pay attention because you're probably going to want to change that. Things that do work well are things that are really tangible and aren't going to take someone a whole bunch of time to go through the thing. And this is why I really feel like ebooks aren't working anymore, is that the onus is on the person, aka your new subscriber, to actually do some work. And whilst people have to do the work, it's also good to keep in mind the fact that if you want someone to get success faster, we want to always be thinking about, okay, how can I improve that process? So when I sat down to figure out the welcome email experience, I knew that I was going to use the Hero app. And so, like I said, if you haven't gone through this yet, then you won't know what Hero is, but Hero is spelled HIRO. I'm going to pop that up on the screen for you guys to see. So Hero, that's how it's spelled, not E, it's with an I. And Hero has a whole bunch of amazing capabilities. And one of those capabilities is an expiring audio course. So not only does it allow you to do audio courses, but you can do private podcasts, but you can also do a public facing podcast that gets pushed out to platforms like Spotify. So if podcasting audio is something that you're considering adding into the mix in 2025 and beyond, then Hero is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best platforms for you to use. At this point in time, there are really only two. There's Hero and there's Hello Audio. Now, I've used and experienced Hello Audio. I much prefer the Hero experience. And for me, it's always about user interface. How easy is it for something to be accessed, all of those things. And I really just love the Hero experience. So that's just my personal opinion. I don't know if Hello Audio offers the same capabilities. But when you're looking at this for yourself, that's how you want to think about it. And I think the other big difference between Hero and Hello Audio is that Hero gives you lifetime access. So, two opportunities to get access to Hero with a lifetime payment versus Hello Audio is an ongoing monthly fee. You all know that I love lifetime deals. I'm a huge fan of those. So I'm all for those. So if you are interested in Hero at all, I am going to shamelessly drop in my affiliate link. Um, because I honestly feel like this is, even if you're not sure, their initial lifetime deal is only $67. That's it. So even if you're just testing the waters, you've only paid $67 and you've got lifetime access. That will literally give you 3 shows that you can create and up and 1,000 downloads. Now, once you get past 1,000 downloads, you will need to upgrade. So yes, it's lifetime access, but it's lifetime access until you get to 1,000 downloads. Then you need to upgrade, and then they give you another lifetime deal option. So very well structured. Pay attention to the way that they market their things just when you join, because it will give you some insight. Okay, so back to the actual audio process. So the way that I created the welcome email experience was pretty simple. I already have a couple of welcome email template trainings. So I already have video content, I already had written content. So I literally just repurposed. And so if you are sitting there going, oh my gosh, I do only have an ebook as my main lead magnet right now, then you're in a really great position to switch that into an expiring audio training. And the reason why I'm talking about expiring is because in order for your person to take action, sometimes we need a little bit of a push to do the things. So the sweet spot is around 3 to 5 days access. So the welcome email experience has a 72-hour window for someone to go through it. And basically the premise is this: they can have free, unlimited access to that audio course as long as they go through it in that 3 days. So it has this beautiful timer that shows up, and it's counting down on the actual Hero app. It'll tell you this is how much time you've got left. Now, if people actually complete the training, then they unlock a lifetime access version that has some bonus trainings. Now, you don't have to offer bonuses, but I just think it's a good option to do. So, number one, if you want to upgrade your lead magnet right now, I do think an audio course, expiring audio course, is a really great way to go. And then you can literally just take what you already have and turn it into audio. Now, the easiest way to do that is to use something like Zoom or Loom. So I'm going to list both of those here: Zoom or Loom for audio. And that just really depends on what you have access to. Loom does cost, it gives you 5 minutes for free, but then you need to pay for it. And then there's Zoom. And then if you use Zoom, you can actually just simply extract the audio version. With Loom, you will have to use a software program called Cloud Convert, which is free up to basically a gig you can upload. So I'm going to drop that into here as well. So I'm going to pop that here. Now, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to drop them below. But Cloud Convert will allow you to upload an MP4 and then convert it to an MP3 file. So if you already have audios that exist that you want to just simply use those, you can just do this too, right? You don't have to re-record. But let's say you are someone who's in that scenario right now of having an EPUB or an ebook that's currently your lead magnet, right? You've got a PDF, like a workbook or anything along those lines. You're in a really good position to turn that into audio. And then all that you do, which is exactly what I did for the welcome email experience, is to record yourself walking through the process. So for example, if you had a workbook, you would just walk them through the workbook, and they're still going to get access to the workbook as one of your resources, but now you are doing it in an audio. But you also have the video content if you ever wanted to offer that as an additional bonus, right? So that's why I personally do Loom when I'm doing any type of audio, video, anything like that, my default is to use Loom because I know that I can keep the video, but I can then use the audio as well. So the only thing that you really have to think about when you are intentionally creating an audio course, so not just uploading something that you've already got, but if you're intentionally creating an audio course, you have to think about how you word things, right? So you have to think about, you can't say you're showing them something because you're not showing them something unless you intend to provide the video. So those are just a couple of tweaks that you have to consider. So use what you already have where possible, repurpose, but then go ahead and record. And ideally, you're looking for no more than 4 to 5 episodes. Now, if you are going to do an audio training course that is available for 3 days, then you max want 4 episodes. So the welcome email experience has 4 episodes, with the first episode being literally just an introduction that's 2 minutes. The bulk of the training is 40 minutes long, split into those 3 different episodes. So you definitely want to just kind of think through that. Now, if you are planning to do something that's more like 5 days, then you could probably expand that up to 6 or 7 episodes, but you just want to make it realistic. And then obviously you just want to focus on one thing. The welcome email experience is walking someone through exactly that, how to create a full experience. So that is going to be how to write your emails and then how to think about the people coming into your world. That's what makes it an experience. So yes, you can just go ahead and write a welcome email template or sequence, but what happens around that? And that's what the welcome email experience is all about. So when you are planning this out for yourself, you just want to think through and answer these questions. What are they going to get? As in, what's the what are the all the bits and pieces? Focus on the solution. How long will it take them to get the result that they're looking for? So make sure you're very clear about that. And then they get the result without XXX, right? When you're explaining this, and particularly on the sales page, they're going, or the landing page, they're getting this without this. Typically, that formula works really, really well. So when you're thinking through all of those things, you just want to consider those components. And then when it gets to expiring, right, that's where Hero really makes this super, super helpful. So what I'm going to do is switch to sharing my screen so you can see behind the scenes inside my Hero dashboard. So you can see just how I set up the actual audio training. And I'm going to show you briefly some of the automation setup because I think that will also be helpful. So let's go ahead and share my screen. And we're just going to do that. And then I just want to see how that's doing that. Perfect. Okay, so I think that's going to be, actually, that's probably a better so you can see the full screen. So when you're inside Hero, you come down to the left-hand side and you create your shows. Now, the way that the expiring audio course works is that you basically create 2 of the exact same course, but the bonus one, the lifetime access one, has some additional trainings in it, right? And absolutely up to you. You don't have to do that. But I decided to add in 2 additional bonus trainings that also go into that. So once you do your initial training, right, your audio course, then you just duplicate it. And it's really simple to do that. So when you're actually in it, all you have to do is come into here and then just duplicate the whole thing. And that's what I did here. You can see here, it says lifetime access. And so that's how I was able to create this version, so that you just generate a code, send it to yourself, and then you can just go ahead when you are ready to come into where it says shows and click on the plus sign, and you're going to see it says start from scratch or create using a share code. That's all that I had to do. So that's what this is, lifetime access. And then I created that. So if we look at each of the individual episodes, it's just going to take a little bit to do. You can see here episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are all dripped out, so they're not immediately available. And this one here is one that is available for someone to listen ahead of time so that someone gets an idea of what it looks like. But I just want to show you what it looks like behind the scenes so you can get a little bit of a feel for this. So basically, you put in your title, you upload your audio, you put a brief summary, and then you see here you can decide whether you want to drip this out immediately or if there's anything else. You can come in and put the transcription, and I would always recommend doing that. And I can see here um, that this needed a little bit of tweaking, so I'm just going to tweak it while we are here. Um, Perfect. And then, yeah, you can add in this yourself, or you can click on the little AI and it will create it for you. If you wanted to add notes, you can do that. If you wanted to add resources. So if you wanted to include documents, video, or anything like that, you could. But honestly, I personally just throw all of that in the notes area because it's the first tab that someone sees on the Hero app. So I just make it super simple. But there is a resources tab, so you could choose to do it that way. It's entirely up to you. And then it says sales page automation. What do you want to do with that? Do you want to include it in the as a sample? Yes, I do. And I'm just going to click update because I made that change. And that's it. So it's pretty simple and straightforward to set all of that up. So you go ahead, you do all of your initial audios, then you create that share code so that then that creates your bonus version. So if we look at the bonus version, you'll see that there are, I think, 7 or 6. Here we go. So there's 2 additional trainings in here. And then these they're available immediately, and the bonuses are also linked to in episode 3 straight away. So that's how I set up the expiring and then gifting someone access to the bonus version. And then the automation setup literally just goes through and drips everything out. So in here, you can see how this looks. So as soon as someone gets access, an SMS is sent immediately if they signed up with their phone. If they didn't, then they'll just get an email that immediately goes out to them. And then there's all these different things that happen. You can set so many different options based on playthrough rate, when a new episode is available. So there's lots of different things that you can do. And this is what automates the dripping out, sends people reminders, make sure that they've done things. And then there is a little bit of a reminder that's basically says if they stop listening after 1 day, just going to send a reminder. And then once someone finishes the whole lot, this is when they get access to the entire lifetime access, because the expiring version will disappear after that 72 hours has gone. That will disappear, and only the bonus version will remain. So that's how this is all set up. I mean, obviously, there's a whole bunch of things that go into this, but I really just wanted to give you an understanding of how easy it is to actually just kind of come and set this up. And then the sales page, I actually used their version here. It's okay. It's not amazing. I personally, for any of the private podcasts and the 1K Lab, which is actually in Hero, which are both paid, I use my external sales page for that, right? I don't use this one here, but it's relatively easy to set up. It gives you all of these things. And the reason why I chose to do it for the free version was it's all integrated, and that makes things a little bit easier. So entirely up to you when you go through and do this for yourself. But I thought I would just show you it so that you've got an understanding of how easy it is to just kind of get things set up. So to recap, when you sit down to plan out your audio course, the first question that you just want to ask yourself is, am I repurposing? And I would encourage you to repurpose. I don't recommend doing everything from scratch. Start with what you've got and just go, how can I turn this into an audio version that is also going to be expiring? And then you also just want to make sure that you're clear on the result that you're helping someone achieve, that you focus on helping them achieve that result through the lessons that they get, and then use the automation to drip things out and to deliver the bonus content. And then just don't forget to create a carbon copy of the original one so that you can gift that to people who actually go through and complete it. So that's essentially it. It's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions at all after watching this, don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will chat with you soon. Take care.